Are you considering a move to one of Prescott, Arizona's senior communities? According to some of the residents I've spoken to, there's a lot to like about what they have to offer, but I have to say, there are some downsides as well. Unfortunately, many residents don't realize it until after they move in. So in this video, I'll take a look at some of the disadvantages of living in a 55-plus community here in Prescott. My name is Ered and I've lived here in Prescott, Arizona for almost 25 years. I get a lot of questions about 55-plus communities, and one of the first things you need to know, and it might surprise you, is that there are not a lot of them. One reason is Prescott's population has a median age of over 60. Prescott is largely a retirement community. Many neighborhoods and subdivisions, even though they might not be designated 55-plus, are populated by a large number of retirees. That said, there are some communities that do cater strictly to those 55 and older, and there is quite a variety in the type of homes and amenities each one offers. However, there are some important features that won't appear on the amenities list. So let's take a look at 7 disadvantages of living in a senior community. And stay with me till the end, because the last one on the list may be the most important. Disadvantage number 1, a strict homeowners association. This is generally at the top of the list of complaints I hear residents make about 55 and older communities. You may have already heard some of the horror stories about people moving into an HOA-governed subdivision, only to find out later how restrictive the HOA can be. Most residents do agree that some rules and regulations are necessary to maintain both the quality of life and property values within the community. There are those who think some HOAs simply go too far. It's also a fact that restrictions can vary greatly between communities, so to avoid any potential problems or misunderstandings, be sure to read all of the community rules and regulations before you commit. If you are not comfortable with them, then it's likely not a good fit for you. Another downside of living in a senior community is the lack of age diversity. Since senior communities specify that at least one resident has to be 55 or older, you'll be surrounded by people of similar ages. For some, that restriction is a plus. They like the peace and quiet provided by a neighborhood without the noise and constant activity associated with younger families. However, Prescott is generally thought of as an active retirement community, and for many, being entirely surrounded by seniors in a place where not much happens can seem isolating. This might be an issue for you, or it might not. It's just something you should consider before you make a move. Disadvantage number 3, smaller home sizes. Most homes in 55 and older communities are designed with 2 adults in mind, so they are typically smaller than the traditional family home. Now, this is especially true for the communities in the greater Prescott area that feature mobile and manufactured homes. If you are selling your current home and moving to a senior community, it's likely you'll be downsizing. And while paring down your personal possessions can be a good thing, it might represent a major lifestyle change for you. So think seriously about the sacrifices you may need to make before you commit to your move. Another disadvantage, visitor restrictions. It's important to understand that some communities significantly restrict visitors. Many limit how long guests can stay, how many people are permitted at any given time, as well as their ages. Some communities also have rules regarding which neighborhood amenities visitors can use and where within the community they're allowed to go. Non-resident vehicle parking might also be an issue. So if you do plan on hosting visitors, friends, or family members, make sure you're aware of all the community rules that apply to them before you make a final decision. Now, before I move on to number 5, if you find valuable information in this video and enjoy my content, it would help me out if you would let YouTube know by subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Disadvantage number 5, additional expenses. Something to be aware of within senior communities, especially if you are on a fixed income, is that there are often added expenses. Though the majority of amenities may be included in your HOA fee, you might find that some activities require an additional buy-in. You may need to purchase tickets for events that include food, music, or special entertainment. And don't forget about those HOA fees. They are not fixed indefinitely and are subject to increase over time. Some communities may have an initiation fee, a capital improvement fee, or special assessments. Bottom line, be sure to do your homework and budget for any additional expenses that may come up so you're not caught off guard and can continue to live comfortably. Number 6, challenges in the resale market. Though it's likely one of the last things you'll want to consider when moving into a new home is moving out of it, that time will come. And you need to be aware of the fact that it can be more difficult to sell a home in a 55-plus community. Simply put, age restrictions shrink the buyer pool. So it's not uncommon for a home in a designated senior community to take longer to sell than a similar home in an unrestricted neighborhood. Last but definitely not least, downside number 7. Let's just call it differences of opinion. In today's divided society, there is little middle ground. When it comes to issues such as politics, religion, and local government, you're either on one side or the other. So if you plan to move to a senior community and hope that you'd be leaving life's conflicts behind, you may be disappointed. In an insular community, residents tend to spend more time together, sharing the clubhouse, common areas, and activities. That gives them the chance to air their opinions, and some do just that without reservation. The gossip mill flourishes in 55-plus communities, and it can be hard to avoid. There will be the inevitable cliques, and you'll be encouraged to become part of the in crowd. There are also those residents who take it upon themselves to function as the unofficial HOA police. So much as I'd like to omit this one, it is a fact of life in 55-plus communities and something you should definitely keep in mind when deciding whether or not a senior community is the right fit for you. So there you have it, 7 characteristics of 55-plus communities that may outweigh the benefits. In the end, it will be up to you to decide. So what do you think? Did I miss anything? Have you had experiences of your own with 55-plus communities? If you have, good or bad, please share them in the comments. And if you have any specific questions about senior communities in the Prescott area, please don't hesitate to reach out by phone, direct message, or email. You will find my contact information in the video description. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. As always, cheers.